I'm so glad that somebody is here for this series because all I want to do is talk about my historical collection of clothing with you guys. It's my favorite thing to talk about. And what is a historical collection of clothing? It's a fancy way of saying that I'm a hoarder of vintage clothing and I use it for historical research, design research purposes. That's what I tell my parents. So I just got done watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel. It was so good. It has renewed my faith in the film industry. If you don't know, my name is Jess. I'm a costume designer. I work in the film industry and it's been a little dark out here lately. But that show was so good and Maisel's costumes, it just inspired me. So for this next installment of my Jessica's Closet of Curiosities, I got that right, I have this beautiful 1950s ball gown. Can you see how beautiful this gown is? When I saw this in the store, I was like, I don't care how much, I would like to own her. She's so beautiful. I want to keep her safe and I want to study her and I want to remake this dress, but in my size because she's very tiny. She barely fits on the mannequin. And I will show you guys how I pinned her on there in a different video because we want to pin the garments on the mannequin without destroying them, especially if we are using them for historical research. So really quickly, this dress is handmade. There are no tags inside of it. The inside is finished in a very interesting way. So if you are interested in seeing the inside of this, how it was constructed, let me know. I got this from Hey Betty in Pittsburgh. It's one of my favorite vintage stores. I think that their collection is so good. And what struck me as special about this dress was the velvet with this absolutely gorgeous iridescent blue silk taffeta. Look at how that catches the light. And even better, she comes with a matching jacket and it's reversible. So you have the velvet on one side and the silk taffeta on the inside. And from the staining, I can see that the person wore it with the velvet side out. And I think that she is just lovely. Oh my goodness. How charming is this gown? The thing that I loved about this dress was the fact that it's homemade, okay? So somebody saw maybe a fashion plate of the legendary Charles James and went ahead and at home made their own dress, their own version of what he made very stylish and very popular in the 1950s. Very specifically, I'm thinking of this gown from 1950 to 1952. And if we're looking at the color combination here, I think we're pretty spot on. I'll leave you with this about Charles James. He was also cavalier in his juxtaposition of materials, placing delicate chiffons against feather-bone stiffened satin, silk velvet over coarse canvas, or silk file on acidic pellin. I think that this dress with the mismatching, the juxtaposing of the heavy material with the soft and light and airy material, this is what makes a dress interesting. This is a beautiful gown, a beautiful example of a 1950s ball gown, and also a wonderful example of how skilled at-home sewists were in the 1950s. What do you guys think? Isn't it so pretty?